The same people who have the audacity to tell us that we are poor countries. They are taking trillions out of Africa every year. Why is it that African leaders haven't done anything about this deplorable situation? Well, let me tell you, my brother and sister, they have tried. Documented to this day, 22 coups where leaders were assassinated. Pulling out of the CFA and that they're going to print their own money, they were assassinated. African leader has tried to do what's best for their country. They were assassinated. Majority of them aided by France. A natural resource discovered in one country, they wanted to create a coup. So while the country is thrown into a civil war, they're siphoning.
A lot of things going on in Africa, issues happening all around Africa. Then we talk about the assassination attempts on IBRAHIM Traore's life. You know, sometimes you ask yourself, what could be the problem, or why the attempts on his life? What could be, or what is so special about this young man in Africa, just in Africa, not in the Western world? What is happening? Why would they want, who is it a threat to?
They will tell us, you know, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. And then we also often see some young people trying to follow in the footsteps in a different way. You can hear them say, such a person ruled like this, he has the sepulchre. Such a person ruled like this, he is in prison. All this to try to scare us, to make us cowards. I think they haven't understood something. When we say the homeland or death, we shall overcome, it's not just a phrase, it has its full meaning. We are not afraid and we will never be afraid. We will continue our struggle. They have undoubtedly and surely scared numerous African heads of state. You often see when we speak or when we have the opportunity to be in certain situations abroad, we often make statements to call on African heads of state to wake up, take care of our youth, to be able to initiate our real development. We are often misunderstood. Some have responded publicly to our statements because they feel targeted. But I can assure you, youth, that when we find ourselves in their corridors, these same heads of state tell us, you are on the right track. This is what needs to be done for Africa to feel empowered.
Africa has always been a place where the Western or enemy powers think they can always implement whatever they want to implement, use the people against themselves, and they get away with it and nothing happens. And that's what we are seeing again today in Burkina Faso. IBRAHIM Traore has come up to stand out amongst other leaders in Africa, even though he's a military leader, but he has proven to the world that Africa is worth it. Africa can actually be self-sustainable and self-reliant. But it seems like this is not sinking well with the West or the former colonial powers, because you can't tell me that this attempt on just one person's life, just to unalive him, what is it all about? Africa has always betrayed itself by itself. They use the citizens of Africa or the citizens of those countries that they feel that a leader from those countries are coming up to target the leader and bring him down. Africans betrayed Thomas Sankara from Burkina Faso way back in 1985. Africans betrayed Gaddafi. Africans betrayed P.L. Lumumba. And now they're trying to take down one rising hope coming out from Africa. What has IBRAHIM Traore done? Just that he wants to build a sustainable economy for Burkina Faso. Most of these leaders coming out from the Sahel states is a big threat to them. I mean, to the enemy countries, Western enemy countries. Africa has always been undervalued. Africa has always been underrepresented. Africa has always been trashed upon by the Western powers. Let this sink in. Every time Africa produces a voice of resistance, the West rise up. They just want to pull down that voice. And they get Africans who they pay peanuts. They pay foreign coins, coins, to take down your fellow Africans who are voice to millions of young Africans and voice to Africans being exploited or Africa being exploited. What could be Ibrahim Traore's crime? Why an attempt on his life has been made over 19 times, assassination attempts on just one man's life? Well, we all know his only crime is that he wants to save his country from Western exploitation. Burkina Faso is one of the countries that has been so exploited by France, and up to today, they still want to keep on exploiting and milking away the resources of this country, natural resources of this country. His crime, Ibrahim Traore, is that he wants to stand against all these influences from the West and try to build his country into self-development, into self-reliant and self-sustainable developed country, which you know that Africa still has a very long way to go to compare to countries in Europe and countries in the North America. Africa still has a long way to go. His effort so far has yielded a lot of visible results in Burkina Faso. So this is not just a war against Ibrahim Traore. It's a war against Africa, coming from the Western Bloc. The Western Bloc, the United States, France, Britain, they don't want Africa to come up. But then you cannot exempt the puppet leaders because they put in leaders that will play out the interests of the Western countries in Africa. Recently, in the African Economic Forum, President of Uganda, President Museveni, spoke on the richness and the great resources that Africa is endowed with. He spoke just on coffee, that coffee alone from Africa yearly in the global market can yield Africa up to $2.5 billion US, aside the job opportunities it will create in the African economy. How much more other natural resources which are of greater value that are not agricultural products? Resources like diamond, gold, cobalt, lithium. Africa is a very rich continent. The foreign Western powers, those who thrive and build empires on African natural resources and minerals, are the ones who want Ibrahim Traore out. Let Africans stop being a tool in the hands of these foreign powers who wants to keep on destabilizing Africa, causing chaos, trying to put Africans and divide them and plunder them and go. Not just going, they don't even go, they keep on perpetuating their heinous stealing. Because it's stealing of their African resources. We heard news that the Fulanis are involved. We heard news that the medias are being paid. We heard news that a lot of people are trying to step down or assassinate Ibrahim Traore. We should stop being a weapon in the hands of these foreign powers. Africa needs liberation. African renaissance is now, and nothing can stop it. As we talk about all these events going on in Africa, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we bring you more light into the events going on in Africa.